What's the family tea that you found out once you got older? I'll go first. So, growing up, I always knew that my grandmother would lie about what year she was born, right? And I would always ask my mother, like, why she would do that. And my mother would tell me she went to jail for a friend. It wasn't until I was 17 years old that I found out my grandmother went to jail for running a back alley schmishmorshin clinic during the Roe v. Wade era. So when I say there ain't no bitch in my blood, there really ain't no bitch in my blood. And I'll remind y'all that making schmishmorshins illegal will only take away access to safe schmishmorshins. What's the family tea that you found out once you got older?
Okay, let's see if I can fit it in. So I just found out last year from my cousin, who is 6 months younger than me, that it was always known to her that she was not supposed to ever spend alone time with grandma. She was always encouraged to go and hang out with grandpa. Essentially, everybody knew that grandma wasn't okay in the head. My grandma is the reason why my mom got DID. My grandma is the reason why I got DID. No one protected me. They all thought that I was stronger because I wasn't as shy and delicate as my cousin. And maybe that's true. So I'm glad she didn't have to put up with what I had to put up with.
What's the family tea you found out once you got older?
I got tea. I just found out about. I got tea. I found out about. My mom was like, "Don't fucking tell a soul." So I'm gonna change names for I'm gonna change names. So I have these family members, right? We're gonna call them Maria and Jesus. I don't know. Maria and Jesus are married. Super cool. Blah blah blah. And they have 2 daughters. Okay, we're gonna call the 2 daughters Rose and Lily. I don't know. Okay, so Rose and Lily, right? Okay. And then there's a 3rd daughter who's like 15 years younger than Rose and Lily. And it's weird. We're gonna call the bitch Daffodil, right? And it's weird because Daffodil came in while mom, what did we name mom? Oh my God, Maria, right? While Maria was like 50 something, 60 something, like 50 something, right? So gossip. Okay. When I think it was Rose. Rose was the oldest. Rose was like 15 and what was the other thing? Lily was like 14, 13, right? Whatever. Rose was a little thought in school when she was younger. But that's not where the story's going. Lily was a little miss. I do what my sister does. So one day, Rose is playing around with Lily and was like, dude, I think I'm pregnant. Like, I don't know what to do. Mom and dad are gonna kill me. So Lily, instead of like, dude, we're fucked, she was like, oh no, me, I want to be my sister. So Lily goes out there and she tries to get pregnant too. Mind you, Lily's like 13, 14 years old. I'm just gonna throw that out there again. So a couple weeks after that, Lily's like, dude, I think I'm pregnant. And Rose had totally forgotten about her telling Lily that she thought she was pregnant because it was just like a quick scare and she got her period the next day, so moving on. Pero Lily's period didn't come the next day. So now Rose and Lily are like, dude, what the fuck? I wasn't actually pregnant, dude. Like, I was just fucking telling you. Why the fuck would you fucking do that, stupid ass? And Lily's like, I'm pregnant. I'm 14 years old. Yeah. Mind you, this was like back then. So, it mattered what people thought and said and all that stuff. So Maria and Jesus were like, cool. Your ass is staying in this house for the next 9 months. No one's seeing your stupid ass. And in 9 months, this baby will be your sister. Yep. So now, I think it's been like 20 years. Daphne needed, I think it was a kidney or some sort of something. So obviously they asked mom. But mom isn't mom. And mom's no match. I don't think it was a kidney. It was something a little bit more complicated because literally only mom could be a match. And when Sissy Pooh came out a match... like for part 2. Okay, for starters, I did not expect that video to blow up like that. But you guys are like totally invested in my family drama and I'm here for it. So I'm going to continue part 2 while I do my makeup. Okay, I'd like to address a couple comments. Number one, yes, I know I went from Daphne to Daffodil back to Daphne. Whatever. When you hear them, you know it's the same person. Okay, I also went to my mom for a little bit more detail because sometimes when my mom tells me about other people's problems, I'm like, Mom, I don't care. But this one was a little juicy, you know? Okay, so Daffodil, whatever, was in the hospital like a year ago, right? The exact reason why she was in the hospital, I'm not exactly sure. My mom didn't know how to pronounce it. I wasn't about to ask her myself, and I don't care enough to Google it. Okay, so Daphne's in the hospital, right? And they tell her she's got a severe sickness or whatever, and not to worry if her mom was alive because her mom could be a great match. Yeah, her mom's a little older now, but you know, she still got her all her five senses, so you know, they were like, sure, let's ask mom. So mom, we named her Maria. She lives in Canada with Rose and Jesus and well, what did we name her? Lily and Daphne still live in the United States. But like all families should, as soon as one is in danger, like they haul ass, get on a plane, and let's go save them, right? Let's go save them. I think it's relevant to know that when they got here, they didn't know exactly what was wrong with Daphne. So everybody's like, hydration. Okay, so they get here, they sit down with the doctors are explaining this, blah, blah, and they're like, but she's young, and you, ma'am, Maria, can be a donor, and everything will be great. And Maria be looking at Lily, and she was like, you gonna tell her? No, you gonna tell her? Someone's gotta tell her. Like I said, Daphne's already, like, in her fucking 20s, so she's not a kid anymore, and she was like, someone fucking tell me. Dad told her. Dad was like, look, we gotta tell you something. So he was technically like, yeah, we are all family, but we don't all have the roles that you think we have. I mean, can you guys imagine that for a second? You're in your fucking hospital bed. You're out here like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. And then your dad's like, we can save you, but not your mom, your sister, because your sister actually birthed you, not your mom. I mean, we raised you, but yeah, she birthed you because she wanted to be a thought at 14 and get pregnant. Daphne lost it. She lost it so much, she started calling everybody in the fucking family talking about, is this true? My dog just burped, excuse her. So she calls, like I said, almost everybody in the family, including my uncle, my mom's brother, which is how we found out because my mom's brother called my mom. So we all technically got permission to confirm it, which is what he did. And she was livid. To a point where she got, I think it was a transplant or fucking whatever, and decided to go ghost on all of them. I'm doing part 3 right now, you guys. Okay, we're continuing part 3 because 3 minutes is obviously not enough. Okay, so Daphne, you know, livid as hell. After she got all the treatments that she needed and all that shit, she told them straight up, I don't want any of you in my life. You all lied to me for like 27 years. You are literally my whole entire family. Like literally everybody. My mother knew, and my mom is not like close to them. Everybody knew but her. So she's out here super but her, which makes sense. Also, the petty part of Daphne. She went on Facebook, right? Which I don't know about you guys, but the only reason I have Facebook is to communicate with my family in Cuba. Literally, that's it. Okay, so Daphne gets on Facebook and she is, you know, livid. So she starts telling everybody how everybody in her family, blood or not, are all a bunch of fake ass bitches, that she doesn't want to see anybody. If you knew the secret, she literally just put, which I know because I went because I'm nosy, so I scrolled all the way up. And she was like, if you knew the quote unquote the secret and never told me, unfollow me right now. I don't want you in my life. The drama of it all. So, you know, the family goes back to Canada because that's where they fucking live. But obviously, like, they're fucking devastated, especially Maria. Like, regardless of that, I raised you, sis. I am your mother. What the fuck you mean no? Now, this happened in, like, late 2019. And Maria got COVID. Jesus got COVID. You think Daphne gave a fuck? Sis is petty. Oh my god, and the best part, and I'm not even fucking kidding because I looked it up. Daphne's daughter's name was Maria something, you know, named after her mother. Let me tell you how sis took her all the way to the fucking court and changed her name. I can't expose the name, but it's a completely different name, like Maria who? Lily has tried like a million times to like reach out to Daphne, like, you know, I'm sorry for everything that happened. I was a kid, I was 14 years old, and Daphne's like, I don't think so. Now this is where I like your opinions, because I don't know what I would do in that. I mean, if I found out my mother wasn't my mother, I'd be so heartbroken. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I do. So I left out kind of an important part. Daddy. Who the fuck is that? So Daphne goes to Lily. Okay, you want me to forgive you? I'll forgive you. Who's my dad? And Lily's like, hold on. Because, like, everybody decided to pretend that was sister. Nobody cared who dad was. Nobody worried about who dad was. The only one who knew who dad was Lily. Now, Lily told Daphne his name, but how the fuck do we find him? Like, they have no idea how to get in contact with him, and Lily doesn't want her to. So Daphne's like, all right, you need to get the fuck out of my life, you and your lies. That's pretty much all the update that I had. I tried to befriend these people, but my mom's like, stop, that's gonna look hella suspicious. So, that's all. Thank you.
What's the family tea that you found out once you got older?
Look, I don't know if I could fit this in 60 seconds, but I'm gonna try. This is for spiritual talk and for my African people. Let's go. So as a kid, I always thought my father was the oldest of his family. But that came to be a lie because recently he just introduced me to his big brother. And when I tell you I saw this man's face, and when he spoke, something activated in me, I would not lie to you. So after speaking to this man, my mama pulled me to the side and said, do not engage that man again. I said, why, ma? What's wrong? You know why he was kicked out your family? Nah, I don't know nothing about this man, ma. Hey, ever since you were a child, me and this man have been engaging in spiritual warfare, and I have been kicking his ass. My uncle been trying to hex my mama for years, and she's been whooping his ass. My uncle is one of the biggest voodoo priests in Ghana.
I look like shit, but this is. So my great-great-grandfather, he would travel a lot, disappear for months for his job. Back then, you know, they didn't have cell phones. My grandma, my great-great-grandma, would stay home and take care of my grandma and her sisters. The thing is, my grandma got really sick. So back then, slavery wasn't as prominent. It had just kind of slowed down in the island. But what they had was, if a family had a black kid or a kid they couldn't afford, they would give it to another family, and the other family would have them, feed them, clothe them, everything, but the family would use them as maids, so they could win what they're getting. Well, my grandpa got this lady, and by lady I mean a 13-year-old, to come in and take care of my grandma. Chinging, my grandma dies after giving birth to, I think, 13 children. This little girl is now 16 and suddenly pregnant with my grandfather's baby. So she does the same thing as my grandma did, which is give birth to a bunch of babies. Fast forward in history, we thought that, 13 from a woman and 12 from another was going to be like the most our grandpa did. No. To this fucking day, we have people from different islands in the Caribbean who reach out to our family telling us that they finally found what family they belong to, and somehow they're connected to us. And there has been 52 kids that have surfaced around the Caribbean that were my grandfathers, fathered by my grandfather. So basically, my great-grandfather was just giving it all to everybody, getting women pregnant everywhere, and then walking away. So yeah, I have a shit ton of great uncles and aunts. A shit ton. I'm talking about, like, not even 2 years ago, we found 3 of them. There's like 64 kids now that are officially, like, his kids, including the 12 my great-grandma had, and then what I called my great-grandma because she was the one that was alive when I was born. She had 12.